Affairs to order. We will take up the following items for approval. Action 1A is the approval of minutes of March 18th, 2024 meeting. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? Okay, good. We will now address action items on the policy calendar. Policy item 1B1 is a resolution requesting the approval of the acceptance of a gift and the naming of the Dr. Patricia R. Wilkinson classroom in the math department of Borough of Manhattan Community College. I now call on Vice Chancellor James Gallo to provide further background on this item.
Thank you. Dr. Patricia Wilkinson was a faculty member at BMCC from 1966 until her retirement in 2007. She served as a department chair from 1979 until her retirement and passed away in June 2022. Her family has contributed $25,000 in unrestricted funds to the BMCC Foundation to name in her memory a small classroom, room North 550, in the math department on the main campus of BMCC, located at 199 Chambers Street. BMCC, as well as the foundation, are pleased to honor the memory of Dr. Patricia Wilkinson and enthusiastically support this resolution.
Okay. I move the approval of policy item 1B1. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Motion carried. Policy item 1B-2 is a resolution to accept a bequest from the estate of Cynthia Louise South Maid, excuse me if I'm not pronouncing the last name correctly, to Hunter College. I now call on Vice Chancellor James Gallo to provide further background on the item.
Thank you. Cynthia Southmaid, class of 91 from Hunter College, bequeathed a portion of her estate to Hunter College to be used without restriction. Hunter College received $409,648.64 from her estate in February 2024. Manual of General Policy 3.05 requires the Board of Trustees to approve unrestricted gifts greater than $10,000 and to hold such funds in separate accounts designated for that purpose. Thank you.
Okay. I move the approval of policy item 1B-2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Motion carried. Policy item 1B-3 is a resolution requesting the approval of the naming of the Alfred Siegel Scholarship Fund at the John Jay College Foundation, Incorporated. I now call on Vice Chancellor James Gallo to provide further background on this item.
Alfred Siegel was a public servant and served as the Deputy Director of the Center for Court Innovation for 15 years, and before that as an Assistant District Attorney in the Bronx and Deputy Commissioner of New York City's Department of Probation, and on the task force on transforming New York State's juvenile justice system. His aunt, Selma Reimer, was a longtime supporter of John Jay College and contributed $300,000 to create and endow the Alfred Siegel Scholarship Fund at the John Jay College Foundation. John Jay enthusiastically supports this resolution.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B-3. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention. Motion carried. Policy item 1B-4 is a resolution requesting the approval of the naming of the Dean and Ronnie Ringel Humanities Scholars Program at the John Jay College Foundation, Incorporated. I now call on Vice Chancellor James Gallo to provide further background on this item.
Dean and Ronnie Ringel have contributed a total of $500,000 to the John Jay College Foundation. $400,000 of the $500,000 will be used to create this Humanities Scholars Program Fund. This fund will support an initiative dedicated to humanistic study and designed to expose a cohort of students to humanities disciplines and strong foundational experiences as they navigate the first 2 years of their academic journeys. And you will hear about the remainder of the gift in a separate resolution later this meeting.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B-4. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Item carried. Okay. I think that was policy item 1B-5 is a resolution requesting the approval of the naming of the Detective Wilbert A. Mora Memorial Scholarship Endowment Fund at John Jay College Foundation, Incorporated. I now call on Vice Chancellor James Gallo to provide further background on this item.
Detective Wilbert A. Mora was a proud alumnus of John Jay College, having received his BS in criminal justice in 2018 after earning his associate's degree at LaGuardia Community College as part of CUNY's Justice Academy. On January 21st, 2022, while responding to a domestic call, Detective Mora and his colleague, NYP Detective Jason Rivera, were fatally shot, and Detective Rivera died that same evening, and Detective Mora succumbed to his injuries and died on January 25th, 2022. To memorialize Detective Mora's academic journey, legacy, and impact, and to serve as a guiding model for generations of students as they become fierce advocates for justice, an anonymous donor has made a gift of $100,000 to the John Jay College Foundation to create the Detective Wilbert A. Mora Memorial Scholarship Endowment Fund. The college enthusiastically supports this resolution.
I move the approval of policy item 1B-5. Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Item carried. Thank you. Policy item 1B-6 is a resolution requesting the approval of the naming of the Dean and Ronnie Ringel Humanities Endowed Scholarship Fund at the John Jay College Foundation. This was done in 2 parts, correct?
That's right.
Okay, I call on James Gallo to just give us a little bit more
Sure.
information on this particular resolution.
To complement the Humanities Scholars Program Fund, Dean and Ronnie Ringel have also contributed $100,000 to create an endowed scholarship fund that will provide an annual award in perpetuity to a rising junior and former scholar in the Dean and Ronnie Ringel Humanities Scholars Program to build a lasting humanities impact at the college. This fund will pay out approximately $4,000 a year to a rising junior. Thank you.
I move the approval of policy item 1B-6. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. With no more items on the policy calendar, I move to the information items on the agenda. I now call on Hunter College Interim Vice President. Yes, please come forward.
Where do I go?
Where's your card? Do we not have a card?
Okay.
Thank you. We gotta read this. We're just going.
Perfect.
Okay.
Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Alexis Ingleton, to provide a report on the Evelyn Lauder Community Care Nurse Practitioner Program.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair Cortez Vasquez. Thank you to Vice Chancellor Gallo. And Vice Chair Wilke, thank you for coming to Hunter 2 weeks ago for our annual luncheon. We appreciated having you there.
My pleasure.
As she said, my name is Alexis Eggleton. I'm the interim VP and the executive director of the Hunter College Foundation. I'm delighted to get the opportunity to give you an update on this transformational gift from the Lauder family. I think it's helpful to have a little background. And so this $52 million gift was historic for Hunter College. It was given to enrich and strengthen the Hunter School of Nursing's adult gerontology and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner program. I knew I was going to trip on that somewhere. And really in an effort to build health equity here in New York City. Evelyn Lauder was a graduate of Hunter College High School, class of 54, and Hunter College, class of 58. The relationship with the family began in 2004 when Evelyn made a $100,000 gift to Hunter for scholarships through our Mother's Day campaign. In addition, the Estee Lauder companies through the Breast Cancer Research Foundation have made annual contributions to the research of Dr. Jill Barganetti to the tune of about $4 million to date. In 2014, Mr. Lauder sent a $10 million spend down gift to create the Evelyn Lauder Nursing Fund, spend down for scholarships and other programs. Okay, so let's look you through here. Where am I pointing?
It's a little bit of a delay because it's all.
Oh, okay. Okay, so through former President Rabb and our brilliant senior principal gifts officer, Eve Levy, working with Mr. Lauder and the team, in 2022, Mr. Lauder committed a $52 million gift to create the Evelyn Lauder Community Care Nurse Practitioner Program at Hunter College. In all, at this point, the Lauder family has contributed more than $70 million to nursing and research at Hunter College. Oh, I guess I went over there. This program supports 25 new Lauder Fellows each year. Each fellow is awarded a stipend of $30,000 for tuition and expenses. They also receive professional placements. They receive funding for exam prep, licensing fees, other expenses that way. And they also partake in a special seminar related to their practice and issues of health equity and healthcare for the underserved communities. They also receive valuable mentorship through our partnership with Health and Hospitals, where the students are actually precepting, and this gives them the ability to work with nurse practitioners already in the field. It gives them valuable on-the-job training before they ever finish their degree. Okay, first cohort. The first cohort is special. It's a one-year program, and they have 11 students. The second cohort has 22 students. 13 are in the psychiatric and mental health advanced nursing practice. Again, that is a mouthful. We got to find an acronym here. And 20 students are in the adult gerontology care program. This is the students with Mr. Lauder at the reception this fall. So I'll take you through. Okay. We have a diverse pool of the Lauder Fellows. They really range in age from 26 to 62. They identify from a number of different backgrounds. More than 2/3 of them actually graduated from colleges in New York and New Jersey. 7 of them are proud Hunter alums, and 11 already hold graduate degrees before they went seeking this additional degree. See, you can see their background and demo. Okay, I wanted to give you like a little flavor of 2 of our really exceptional fellows, and the first is Akila David. Akila's been a nurse for more than 20 years, and so she's witnessed firsthand challenges around health equity here in New York City, and she says it is an enormous issue nationwide which needs attention at the highest level of government. And then there is Oliver Scarlett, who I think has the coolest name. Oliver won the Excellence in Community Leadership Award as an undergraduate when he was studying at Hunter College. Reflecting on health disparities and inequities, he said he wants to bring awareness to this crisis and how implicit bias contributes to it. He believes that with this degree, I will do my part in bringing health equity to all. There's also a number of faculty who are supported. I won't go through all of their very long titles for you. You can see them on the screen. But the chair of adult gerontology and a chair of psychiatric and mental health advanced nursing practice, in addition to an associate dean, a director of clinical placement, and a chief technician, because one of the wonderful things that comes with this gift is really state-of-the-art technology. And so we're able to have an entire floor of Brookdale, which renovated in the short term. So we actually have 2 state-of-the-art labs, and this has really been a catalyst strengthened by the partnership between Hunter and Health and Hospitals, which was really important to Mr. Lauder as we considered this gift. So Hunter now has 4 exam rooms that simulate primary care practice while our nursing students practice their skills on live actors. I didn't realize that was a job, but you can do that. There's also 2 observation rooms where faculty actually observe our students as they're treating those actors in real time. There are a number of different professional development opportunities that come up for these fellows that are all funded. Different conferences, we bring in a ton of guest speakers and lecturers. There are community service opportunities that they participate in year 2. This also provides them all new curricula and access to some really tremendous in-house faculty as well as folks that we bring in. And the Lauder Fellows are precepting all over the city, which is really exciting. So we have not made our way to Staten Island yet. I asked about it. They're working on it. But we are representing the other 5 boroughs. So this program really is a catalyst for high quality healthcare. And it's really about making sure those resources are available in New York City, but also being available in under-resourced communities across the city. One of the things that was very important to Mr. Lauder, and is always important to us with Hunter grads, is that they remain in the city and in service of its residents for as long as possible. And it also provides a pathway for many nurses who are interested in furthering their careers but maybe don't want a master's or a doctorate. It gives them a different career path as well. That's it.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation. First of all, any questions?
No questions.
Any? Just Alexis, just to
Hi.
to give. Oh, we
Andrea, I have
our
a-
chair, please.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be able to join you. My question is, thank you for that presentation. It's always gratifying to see the breakthroughs that CUNY is doing in the field of nursing. My question to you is that we want to keep them here as long as possible. What's the rate of hire upon graduation, and which are the main institutions that are hiring our students from?
Well, so I look forward to this particular group. The first class doesn't graduate until June 4th at Barclays. So we'll have a better sense of that, and I'd be more than happy to send you a report over the summer of where they land. But really, our nurses end up in every city hospital that I am aware of. A lot of them actually tend to stay in the city. Most of our kids are commuters, so they go back into the communities where they live, and they provide nursing care there. Very similar to the teachers who come out of Hunter.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, Chair? On
No, thank you.
the, just as a matter of a point to raise, that from what we've been, what we know about the program and know about New York, this is an incredible, innovative program, one to have the kind of technology that is necessary for nursing students and that advancement, and the opportunity for the students to do it on such a high level will be very important to New York, especially as the chair alluded to, is to make sure that the nurse practitioners here have a really good experience and want to stay in the New York area to support healthcare that's here. And so thrilled about this. As you of course know, I'm a graduate from many, many years ago of the nursing program, and this opportunity never was there for the nursing program.
Absolutely.
and thrilled that Hunter is able to continue and advance it. So please send our best wishes to the nurse practitioners to do well, no pressure for them, of course, and look forward to continuing to hear about the success. So thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, I call on Vice Chancellor for Government Affairs, Jeffrey Rodas, to provide an update on the state budget and federal earmarks.
Sure. Good afternoon. So the state budget was adopted a week ago Sunday, I think it was, the 21st of April. And I'm just going to give a high-level overview. It was too late to do a PowerPoint because we had to get it in before that. So just a high-level overview of what was in the state budget. CUNY was very happy with the state budget. We want to thank the governor, the majority leader, and the speaker, and all our members, especially our CUNY alum who always support us so well up in Albany. So senior colleges, we were able to receive $76 million in additional operating support. $36 million was included in the governor's proposed executive budget, plus an additional $40 million, which will be used to fund the wage increases in fiscal year 24 and 25 for the DC 37 and classified staff contracts. There was also a $38 million one-time advance payment in the governor's 30-day budget amendment to fund one-time retroactive increases and one-time signing bonuses for the same contract, the DC 37 and classified contracts. In addition to this, there was $69.5 million in additional funding for fringe benefits. There was also $4 million for the CUNY School of Medicine, which was the first time the state has recognized and funded that in the budget. There was also an additional $5.3 million in operating support for community colleges, which was something I think our vice chair was involved in a campaign effort to get additional money for community colleges. So that was a wonderful item that was very nice to hear. And the funding floor for community colleges remained in place in the budget, which is worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $60 million to our community colleges. In addition to all that, there was also new and additional funding for college-specific programs. I'm not going to get into all of them, but some of them existing already got additional money, and there were brand-new funds provided for new programs, and there was reallocation for existing college-specific programs in the budget. So all in all, a very good state budget. Two other things of note that I wanted to mention was changes to TAP in the state budget. There was an increase in the minimum award from $500 to $1,000, and also an increase in the income threshold for eligibility from $80,000 to $125,000 for dependent students, $40,000 to $60,000 for independent married students who have no other tax dependents, and $10,000 to $30,000 for single independent students who have no tax dependents. And that will impact our students. We're still looking at numbers, financial aid, but it's a very good thing. It will help some students at CUNY. There was also a reduction in the TAP gap funding because of the increase, and that's money that was used in the past that helped make up for some funding. And there was legislation done around FAFSA where there's a requirement now that high schools must collect evidence of completed FAFSA or the Jose Peralta New York City DREAM Act application and provide them to the state. So that's something new in this budget as well. Those are the top line things I did want to mention as part of an update. And that I believe in the finance meeting, which is following, there'll be a more thorough discussion on the state budget and go into some more specifics than that. But I wanted to provide a top line overview for everybody.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Any questions at this point? You mentioned some federal earmarks. Do you
Yes,
wanna-
last meeting in mid-March, Senior Vice Chancellor Grace, who couldn't be here today, she did a whole presentation on earmarks and everything that was going on. So I'm not going to go through that whole presentation again. We have a little PowerPoint. It's like a couple of pages if you want me to just run through it.
Would you want to see that?
More than happy
Please,
to.
thank you.
You want to start? Thank you. That, you can go to the next page. Right, so again, these are just high-level highlights from fiscal year '23 budget, just to give you a little history. CUNY had 13 requests awarded. The total dollar amount was $11.4 million out of a total discretionary allocation of earmarks from Congress at $15.3 billion. In fiscal year '24, we did better. 12 earmarks were awarded. That was a total amount of $15.4 million, which out of a total of $7.4 billion, 20% increase when funds were available. So basically, the rules have changed in the earmark process in terms of who's eligible for it and who's not. And CUNY actually, unfortunately, when a new Congress was sworn in, the rules didn't favor CUNY in that change in terms of the rules. But we were happy with that. It was a very nice addition to our colleges and to Central. In fiscal year '25, we already submitted 34 earmarks totaling $52.9 million. We expect a few more trickling in. I believe by this Friday, I think all the portals of the Congress people are closed, so things are going in. I know I just had a call with TNG, our Washington lobbyist, who is still working with a few schools on last-minute applications. I think Senior Vice Chancellor Grace kind of reported on all this. The one change was on the 24 items that I mentioned. Basically, at the time she reported it, the president hadn't signed the omnibus bill. It is now signed and official. And if you can go to the next page, that basically are the same projects, I think, that were shared at the last meeting, basically just now they're official. Before they passed some committees, but they didn't get signed into law yet. So that's what CUNY got last year. That's the $15.4 million I mentioned. Again, it's for Central and for individual colleges. So we're happy with the progress we're making in DC. Again, I mentioned what we submitted this year and submitting still, and we look forward to an even better result next year.
Any questions?
Any questions?
No? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Vice Chancellor. Next, I call on Vice Chancellor for Communications and Marketing, Mate Bono, to provide a report on CUNY's marketing campaigns.
Great.
Always interesting.
Thank you, Trustee Wilkin. I am gonna just take you through some of the campaigns. I know it's a long day, so I'll try to keep it short. and we'll try to play some of the videos that we have. I'm going to start with something that I hope, oh wait, I am getting ahead of myself a little bit. I want to introduce to Alberto Maristani, who's our director of, our creative director, and efforts behind this, and Monica Tavares, who's here too, who's our Associate Vice Chancellor for communications and marketing, and is the woman who makes sure that we can make the spend on all of this. So thank you to both of them. Yeah, let's start. Alberto, the first thing I wanted to mention, I hope you have seen it, is the CUNY Reconnect campaign that just launched on April 3rd. Reconnect, as you know, is the program that was supported by Speaker Adams to bringing students that maybe that have left or didn't enroll because of the pandemic. It is running widely, as you can see there. And it has a similar sort of feel as the large fall campaign, a bigger campaign, A Degree for Every Dream, continues to have a similar sort of blues and yellows, CUNY blues and yellows, and we continue to bring to our ad something that our students have said repeatedly, which is that we want to see our university, pictures of our colleges, our campuses, pictures of ourselves. And we want to play an ad that is running on New York One, on Spectrum, and in other sort of networks on Reconnect. See if we can make it work. Takes a second, but it's worth it.
I regretted dropping out when work slowed down, and my school upstate made it hard to re-enroll. Now, applying to CUNY, after just a few steps, I'm back on track to finish my degree. I was grateful for how my Reconnect navigator took the time to help me with my application, getting me the classes and financial aid I needed. It feels great being back on a college campus with a new GPA. Thanks to CUNY, I was able to reconnect with my education and rewrite my college story. Join me.
This year, we focused the Reconnect campaign, more on younger students, as we had, you may remember the York College ad from last year with an older New Yorker. Next, around the same time, we launched CUNY ASAP, as you know, our very popular support program. It launched a week after the Reconnect one. It includes also a redesign of the website. For the first time, we redesigned the ASAP logo. And it includes digital ads and the subway campaign. Similarly, it's a continuity from the Degree for Every Dream campaign. And interestingly, one of the things that the students love the most from the campaign is the Metro card. And so you can see that the Metro card is prominently featured in the ads and on the page. And that's a page rolling on the right and the ads on the top. I think that's it. Next. CUNY Online, as you know, this is an area of expansion from the university. We're running ads. These are harder to see a little bit, depending on the target audience. So we're gonna play you one of them. We're running on those platforms you see there on the left, which of course, you know, Facebook, Meta Facebook, and Google, YouTube being the biggest ones. And on the right is still a digital ad of. These are actually some people who even work, who work in our office. This is Vera, picture in Italy, a picture here. You can sort of work from you can study from anywhere. And we're going to be expanding into something that this committee has brought up, in some international ads, try to sort of test on that space. But this is a video for digital.
Working full-time? I thought I'd be too busy to get a master's degree.
With CUNY, I said goodbye to my commute. I'm learning from a top-notch, affordable business program with a fully online schedule. Now, thanks to CUNY, I can study from anywhere I want. Join me.
Thank you, Alberto. Next is, okay, so here are some of our undergrad ads too, of course, the ones they're all digital ads in this case. And I just want to the right on the top, transfer. I know it's important to this committee and this board. We have also been heavily promoting sort of the improvements in that space and promoting, something that's critical for the university. I think we already showed the Bronx person in this meeting, but maybe we showed the Deloitte. Did we get final approvals on it? We did? Yep. Deloitte we've been working on the approvals from Deloitte on this. I think this is,
A lot of people told me that college isn't worth it. But thanks to CUNY and the New York Jobs CEO Council, I successfully completed an apprenticeship and was offered a full-time software engineer role at Deloitte. My mentors taught me skills and showed this Bronx kid how to make it in the professional world. CUNY's degree and apprenticeship program let me see that I didn't need experience to get experience, even as a community college student. Now with my applied associate's degree and full-time salary, I know you can do it with CUNY. Join me.
awesome. This, of course, highlights our partnership that are so important for our students sort of coming back, getting more skills, and it highlights the incredible work that we have been doing with the Job CEO Council. We're happy to get that done and get the approval of Deloitte, of the council, of everyone. So those will be showing up on social, on digital ads. Next, I just want to highlight that for the first time, we revamp our sort of winter session. Sometimes it's not, we don't think about it too much, but we took a sort of fresh look at it. We revamped the page and put some, promoted it heavily on social media. And we had great results with a sort of just a fresh look at it. We improved traffic to the page 7 times. Compared to the same period the time before. And these are just, try things that with more time, we've been able to sort of focus on different things. Thank you, Alberto. FAFSA, I just want to say we are, I know there's been talk of a lot of FAFSA. This is a very important thing. The delays here are really worrying us. We think you have money from Petrie and money from Petrie for advertisement too. So we just are revamping all of that. We're working with the governor's office, meeting every week to sort of see where to amplify this. There's been 3 or 4 press releases between us and the governor's office just in the last couple of weeks, working with SUNY, honestly, and HESC, and a lot of people on the state and in the city with the public schools too, to try to see how we help our students complete the FAFSA, basically. Next. Summer campaign, I just want to go back for a minute to the big campaign, A Degree for Every Dream, that I saw 2 weeks ago in the LIRR. Nice to see some lingering ads for free, since we already pay for them. And just generally, the digital outdoor for that campaign gave us over 100,000 application start clicks. And you can see there sort of the bigger platforms, Facebook, Google. This is on the digital part. Let's keep moving because they're gonna. And I wanted to come to this thing. We have created sort of an alumni network. The idea is to build CUNY pride. I think we just got the merchandise today. I think our first merchandise here has to go to Trustee Wilkim, and the second to Trustee Cortez Vasquez. And the idea is to raise CUNY pride. We're going to do an event next week. We revamped a web page. We created a new social media landing page. A lot of followers, a lot of excitement about it. We just think there's really an opportunity to build also on the sort of the CUNY brand, mostly for networking, jobs, and to connect with our students. Lorraine.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, my bid, first of all, thank you for including Sandra and I as 50 under 50. I'll take that any day. What I was going to ask you is, do we have like a LinkedIn or not that I know much about this stuff, but a LinkedIn or a special Facebook page just for alumni?
Yes.
Or is that something you're working towards?
We just launched it, I want to say 2-3 weeks ago. So we got to hook you up. You guys got to hook up. LinkedIn, right? Instagram and Facebook. And that's what I was mentioning, that it was very well received. I mean, of course, we have for the CUNY brand, but this is an idea of really trying to bring together our literally over 50,000 graduates each year who enter, who graduate from CUNY. So it's this endless universe. So yes.
So it's an advancement possibility, a strong advancement possibility.
Yes.
Revenue.
We have to discuss that with the colleges. But I do think, there's definitely, we're interested.
Whether it's at the or central, it doesn't really matter. It's just optimizing.
Yes, we need great lists, and this is an opportunity really to build on our list, and maybe perhaps not the top donors, but other people who at some point will be willing to do other things for us and mentor our students. We think there's great opportunity for this, and I want to thank Alberto Aristani, who's really was someone who really wanted, as a Proud Hunter alum, really wanted to bring together the CUNY alumni network. So let's continue. We're almost done, actually. If we can go back. Just some new pages. We have a new CUNY varsity store. You can buy the CUNY sweatshirts and things that the office has been producing. You can start buying them now. You can see the thing on the top. We did a new website for CUNY Citizenship Now. And sort of launch a whole set of new revamped admissions. Those are just, so you know, we're refreshing and just making it more appealing to our students and prospective students. Next. As you know, CUNY TV is also part of my portfolio, and I just wanted to, I'm hoping maybe we can do something in another time, but I just wanted to mention that one of the things that we've been able to do in the last year and a half is really bring more content from the colleges into the CUNY TV programming, and you could see the first 8 items there are all sort of new programming that it's coming into CUNY, that is already airing in CUNY TV, and we're proud that the station is really focusing more on CUNY and our students and the city. Finally, I just wanted to think a little bit. I just wanted to leave you thinking a little bit about the future. A month from today, the commencements begin. The first commencements are on the 23rd. You can see there's 4 commencements on Thursday. I believe it's a Thursday, the 23rd. That week of May. Then we will follow up with our Summer at CUNY campaign, which is always sort of very popular and important for us to promote our offerings during the summer. And then we will plan for the follow-up to a degree for every dream in the fall. And with that, I'm done. I'm happy to take some questions. Really, thank you.
It seems like the prior degree for every dream, then people would be wearing sweatshirts from various campuses, and it seems like it's gone back to the CUNY blue. Like, I guess it seems like the ad campaign has switched from, I know originally when it was, it's inexpensive to go to CUNY, it was the CUNY blue, and then it went to showing the campuses, but now it seems like it's gone back to everybody's wearing CUNY shirts and the campuses are invisible, it's all CUNY. And the varsity store, do you guys have links to somebody wants to buy a Brooklyn sweatshirt, or is it?
So
I just wondered, it seemed like there's a switch to where the campuses disappear and it's all CUNY with.
Well,
when there is no CUNY.
No, the ads that you saw, of course, you see the ads that you saw had LaGuardia, right? The other one had
in the background, right? Except for the guy for Deloitte, you never know where he got his degree from.
So the way we see the investment of Central is that our purpose is to lift all of the 25 CUNY campuses, and this doesn't say our colleges, many of them do advertisement on their own. And actually, we support sometimes these videos that maybe we make with CUNYfy, we give them to the colleges where they can make about the campuses. So the idea is that we promote CUNY.edu, and when they come to the admission pages, they see the 25 offerings, right? And they see the 7 community colleges and the 11 graduate senior colleges and the professionals and the graduate programs, because otherwise it's almost nearly impossible otherwise really for us to promote. So we think we have a model that works. I just want to say that the ASAP and the CUNY Reconnect campaigns are smaller campaigns and they promote programs. In the fall, when we did, in the previous spring, when we did the cost of degrees without the debt, Then we switch it to a degree for every dream, but they have the same color. Those campaigns are very, very similar, and you'll probably see in the fall a CUNY campaign that will had those blues. The yellows, the other, we want to keep some branding together, and actually sometimes you see them in the subway together. But the main campaign that you should think as the main one is the sort of the blue one because that one you see everywhere. You'll see in the buses, and hopefully, right, if with continued support, we'll see broader. Monica, anything you think it's important? Good?
No, I would say that for the last, at least for the 5 years that we've been here, we have always promoted CUNY, the university, right?
Right.
And we support all of the colleges. It's just cleaner branding and messaging on our end. We have done college-specific campaigns just to support them when we have seen some decreases. But as a brand, we promote CUNY, supporting all 25 together.
Yeah. And just purpose of a comment that the sense, if you do go around New York, it is very obvious the presence of CUNY. And so obviously it's no doubt having an impact on the awareness that's there. And for those who take mass transportation, there isn't a train that you do not get on, and that you see the advertisement, and it is so well thought out in that regard. But Professor Keating, what you're saying maybe to give it some thought, that there would be some focus, if you could, on particular campuses or particular areas of subject matter. But all in all, when you do get a further data on this, if you can share that with us, it'd be much appreciated. But obviously, the hard work that's been here is
Thank you. I don't want to.
well realized. And one.
No, I don't take longer than what we have to, but can I make it a next question? I was thinking, like most New Yorkers, when you ask New Yorkers where are they from, they usually will say Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, some will say Southeast Queens, some will say Northern Brooklyn. I think the same thing is true. So I think that, we get a lot of residual benefit, both the universities and the colleges, because people say CUNY. Usually you don't say CUNY, you'll say Hunter City, Brooklyn College. And then that's part of the CUNY campus, which is probably why the CUNY brand needs to be a little highlighted. But it's never to undermine the individual colleges. I think they get the most recognition because that's what the alumni really associate with.
Yes, and I just want to add, you can only ask a question if you chair your platanutres, your plantains. But I didn't want to give, actually, we did a campaign with 6 colleges. We put the logos. We did that digital. I talked about this last year. We're working with community colleges to revamp their admission pages, also with some selective colleges. We have use our sort of development of our marketing materials to allow them to, and the colleges have added their name. So we're conscious of this, and we also have split the campaigns between graduate and undergraduate and apprenticeships, and in that way sort of sectioning more the colleges. So we've done campaign specific that you click to the college. So we are sort of aware of this. So sometimes when we have tested it, we are not necessarily getting, like if we do a college, sometimes we then advertise in that area, right? You focus your digital then in the area that maybe the community college serves or something, because, there's limited amount of dollars, right, to be realistic. So we continue to test it, so I don't want to say that that's something that we're always sort of testing and doing, and I do think that in the last few years, we've elevated the CUNY brand in a way that I think is positive for both the colleges, and that is possible because I think people say, you put a thing on social media about like a CUNY, and people are like, yeah, CUNY proud, Hunter, and they sort of signal their college. I'm sorry, Monica.
And let's not forget that Degrees for Every Dream, we wrapped the shuttle, right? So the shuttle was like a celebration of all 25 plus CUNY, right? So that's when we got to see the CUNY brand together with the logos of every other college. So that was like bringing it all together.
It was in the roof, all the city college, and all the shots were from the colleges. Anyway, thank you for allowing us to present and really for the support of this board for this work.
Trustee?
Yeah, I just wanted to share, and I hear your comment on being able to collaborate with all the schools. It's hard, right? Because how do you pick one for the other when you have to spread it out?
You have 25 children.
It's exactly what I thought of, like between the little one and the big one. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that you're really touching a lot of the elements that go across, right? Like highlighting ASAP, doing the online, even revamping the winter sessions, finding ways of just bringing more clicks, right? Bringing more visibility that hopefully adds to the whole system. So I just want to thank you for that, even just being creative with the merchandise and swag and how to, add different elements that are going to help us across the board. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, really. Thank you to the team too, and to everyone in their teams.
Is it? Yeah. We're now going to call on Vice Chancellor of University Advancement, once again, James Gallo, for the report on university advancement and pledges and receipts received in the first 6 months of the fiscal year.
Thank you, and good afternoon again. This will be, I think, short and sweet. It will be Advancement 101 and the role of university advancement as defined by our policy 8.04. So advancement has a few different functions here at the university. Sure. Some of the things we do, but not all, are provide national benchmarking data to ensure appropriate level setting. What I mean by this is we review what we consider peer universities, peer colleges, and look at their minimum gift levels for physical namings, for endowed chairs, endowed scholarships, etc., to ensure that we remain competitive in the marketplace and that we are not leaving money on the table, if you will. We work with our partners in OGC to create and distribute approved gift agreements and resolution templates. A lot of work goes into trustee submissions for these namings. And then we work with the campuses on their gift agreements. Sometimes there's varying levels of expertise on the campuses in terms of their experience working on complex gift agreements. We try and level up, if you will, and partner with them to ensure that the gift agreement has everything it needs in order to match, to fulfill the donor's wishes with the institution's needs. Next, we try and work with the campuses on all significant gifts. And by significant gifts, I mean gifts of $10 million or more, or namings that are prominent on a campus. Again, as I mentioned, we provide support for trustee submissions. We work with each college to ensure that we receive the gift agreement. We have a resolution that works, and we just try and give them the support they need to do that. Finally, we try and provide coaching opportunities, mentorship opportunities, as well as training opportunities for both university staff, college-level staff, as well as presidents, to ensure they have what they need to be successful and to function in the positions that they have. And finally, what's not here, what's not in our policy, which we do, is to raise resources for the university, right? I partner with the chancellor on what I consider university-wide gifts that support multiple campuses. In addition, I work with presidents on an individual basis so they can raise additional resources for their campuses. That's obviously a pretty significant part of the role and the team as well. Questions about that? Feedback? After this, I will share some data.
Just what, are there any questions at this point? Chair, do you have any questions?
I have a question. Thank you, Vice Chancellor Gallo. I'm interested to see if we do benchmarking, national benchmarking. It would be very good for us to see that where CUNY ranks, and then where the individual schools rank in terms of a national dashboard, so that we can see where we need to go, what are the opportunities for us. That would be helpful. And I'm happy to hear about the mentoring opportunities, because we have been talking about this for years, is to make sure that the presidents, to encourage the presidents, even though I know that fundraising is very individualized and very personalized, having done it for too many years. And it's about personal relationships, but they are some basic skills, and we have been talking about for the longest time to see colleges, presidents who have, deeper skills in fundraising to support other presidents who might just be at the beginning stages of it, or who can only amass a certain number of gifts. So it'll be great for us to also see who are the mentors, and what are those mentor relationships like.
Sure. Happy to share that information with you. And I also recently met with a third-party consulting firm that provides training opportunities for other universities. They do that for their presidents as well as advancement staffs. And we had a conversation about bringing that training to CUNY in the near term.
Questions? At one point, Vice Chancellor, we discussed having, so that the committee and CUNY at large can have information that's very cohesive with the technology that you are looking into, in terms of that, right? About all of the colleges who are the foundations that are trying to do as much as they can, but that it would be helpful to have with respect to the technology. So there's one place for all of us to see what is presently that is there, and how best to help going forward in that regard. So, to have that, and at one point, if you had provided a strategic plan and an opportunity to review that again, going forward.
Sure. As I think everyone in this room knows, our data currently sits locally across 25 campuses. We would like to bring that to sit in fewer places, if you will, for a lot of different for efficiency, among other reasons. So that is something I am actively working on, and happy to provide the advancement strategic report and sort of where we are against those goals.
Okay, so I think that was,
And then I just want to share some data with everyone as well.
yeah.
Here we go. So this is a report on gifts, what I call gifts and pledges, or receipts and pledges, meaning gifts that came in as well as pledges that are multi-year pledges. We base this data on the Council for Aid to Education, which is an industry standard report. The FY24 column is for the first half of the year, meaning July 1st through December 31st. It includes gifts and pledges. The FY23 number is for the entire fiscal year, and then the final column shows percent towards the FY23 totals. Fiscal 23 was a record-breaking year for the entire university at just over $223 million. Our previous high was in fiscal 21 at $217 million. Fiscal 24 will include a few significant principal gifts, and I imagine that we will cross the $300 million threshold for the first time in university history.
Right. And just going forward, right, is this, just to be clear, this is for gifts already received? These are gifts that are already funded?
Meaning, no, these include gifts that we've already received as well as pledges as well.
Right. So, in that case, going forward, maybe it'd be helpful to break down the gifts that are currently received and gifts that pledges are very, very helpful to know about, but just to know that that we have a separate, perhaps, category for what that would be in the way of pledges. Because it would, at this point, from what I'm reading, we would look at the FY24, both include gifts received for the first half and pledges. But we're not sure of which, unless you can inform us, which ones are pledges and which ones are gifts.
Sure, we can change our reporting requirements for the 25 colleges. This is the way it's been done since prior to my arrival, but happy to ask them for two numbers, sort of a cash number as well as a pledge number.
Yeah. That
You might want to
make it a lot clearer.
Yeah, you might want to add on that element, just so that it's a snapshot. You may want to add the terms so that, if it's a 75 million gift, 5-year term, and we're in year one, or the amount of that, so that you can keep track of that, and it just looks like a snapshot and a dashboard all at one time.
Okay.
President?
And a lot, when we're reporting to our foundation board, I hear the reluctance to, if it's a pledge, not to count it because it's still gonna be paid. But then if we talk about new cash, we'd also want to talk about payments on past pledges, right? So you do new cash in, new cash gifts, gifts and pledges, you get the whole spectrum of how the money's coming.
That's a great recommendation. Go. And to be, right, and to be, this way we have a little better view of what is currently happening with gifts and what in pledges perhaps is something that we look forward to, but don't necessarily have at the present time. Any other, Chair, I know that you're listening. Any other questions that you have?
So is this report done by quarters, or is it done by 6-month periods? It's not clear to me.
It's done by
Because
6-month periods. We ask everyone for their December 31 numbers as well as June 30th.
Okay, great, thank you. I think we still have the jury out, Gallo, on the Simon gift, but you and I will keep having that discussion.
Okay. Any other thoughts or questions? Okay. So with that, no more items on the agenda. We move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second? A few seconds. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.